Morning friends, today I am talking on phase locked loop operations and we will be speaking on the basic principles of it. The PLL, which is the phase locked loop, is a self-correcting circuit. It can lock onto an input frequency and adjust to track changes in input. PLL are used in modems for FSK systems, frequency synthesis, tone decoders, FM signal demodulation and other applications. So this is the block diagram of phase locked loop. In phase locked loop, the different components are phase comparator, loop filter and VCO. There can be any form of lag circuit to provide to the feedback. The feedback circuit consists of the VCO, voltage control oscillator. Phase comparator has the input signals given to the loop filter. Phase comparator takes the two input signal which is proportional to the phase difference and is given to the loop filter where the signal is filtered for spurious frequencies which are not required. So this forms the basic of the phase locked loop system. In essence, the PLL uses feedback in order to lock an oscillator to the phase and frequency of an incoming signal. It consists of three major parts: a phase comparator, loop filter, typically NAC network for some form, and a VCO. An amplifier may also exist within the loop. The phase comparator is driven by input signal and the output of the VCO. It produces an error signal that is proportional to the phase difference between the inputs. This error signal is then filtered in order to remove spurious high frequency signal and noise. The resulting error signal is used as control voltage for the VCO and must sets the VCO output frequency. As long as the error signal is not too great, the loop will be self-stabilizing. In other words, the error signal will eventually drive the VCO to be perfect frequency and phase synchronization with the input signal. When this happens, a PLL is said to be locked with the input. The range of frequencies over which the PLL can stay in lock as the input signal changes is called the lock range. Normally, lock range is symmetrical about the VCO, free running or center frequency. The deviation from the center frequency out to the edge of the loop range is called track range and is therefore one half of the lock range. This is the operating ranges of the phase locked loop. F0 is the frequency. Lock range is at the point F0. There is a capture range around F0 and a tracking range around F0. F0 is the lock range. So this ranges you have to remember: tracking range, capture range and full in range. So the capture range is the range where the PLL is operating. Now you should be able to track the ranges with the help of PLL. So although a PLL may be able to track changes throughout the lock range, it may not be able to initially acquire sync with frequencies at the range limits. At somewhat narrow bands of frequency called capture range indicates frequency that PLL will always be able to lock onto. Again, the capture range is usually symmetrical about F0 and the deviation on either side of F0 is referred to a pull-in range. For a PLL to function properly, the input frequency must be within the capture range. Once the PLL has locked onto the signal, The input frequency may vary throughout the larger lock range. The VCO center frequency is usually set by external resistor or capacitor. The loop filter may also require external components. Depending on application, desired output signal from the PLL may be either the VCO output or the controlled voltage from the VCO. Any way to transmit binary signals is via FSK. This may be used to allow two computers to exchange data over telephone lines. Due to limited bandwidth, it is not practically to direct transmit the digital information in its normal pulse type form. Instead, high logic or low logic can be represented by distinct frequency. A square wave, for example, would be represented as alternating set of two zones. FSK is very easy to generate. All you need to do is drive a VCO with desired logic signal. To recover the data, the reception circuit needs to create a high or low level depending on which tone is received. So PLL can be used for this purpose. The output signal will be the error signal that drives the VCO. The logic behind the circuit operation is deceptively simple. If the PLL is in log, the output frequency of its VSCO must be the same as the input signal. Remembering that the incoming FSK signal is itself derived from a VCO. For the VCOs to be in log, they must be driven with identical control signal. Therefore, the control signals that drives the PLL's internal VCO must be same as the control signal that originally generated the FSK signal. The PLL control signal can then be fed to a comparator in order to properly match the signal to the following logic circuitry. Along the same lines of FSK demodulator is standard FM signal demodulator. Again, the operational logic is same. In order for the PLL to remain in log, its VCO control signal must be same as original modulating signal. In the case of typical radio broadcast, the modulating signal is either voice or music. The output signal will need to be AC coupled and amplifier further. The PLL serves as an intermediate frequency amplifier, limiter and demodulator, and the result is very cost effective. So in this way we have studied the PLL, phase lock loop, and its application, where we may use it for different applications such as synthesis, frequency demodulation, etc. With this we will conclude that PLL, phase lock loop, can be used for wide ranges of application. Depending upon the capture range, F0 is to be decided for the PLL. In phase lock loops, the application can be further extended for frequency synthesis, which can be discussed later on. Also, there are wide applications along with the PLL depending upon the components used. The phase lock loop has the capture range which is available for the operating of the PLL. This is to be decided by the value F0. Again, PLL uses VCO, voltage control oscillators, which are the keyboard switches or binary information provided to the VCO, and the signal is obtained. So depending upon the variation in the input, the output of the VCO is available. So same principle we are using of the VCO in the PLL, that is VCO is available in the feedback circuit